Hello everyone, and welcome back to my third video. I do apologize for the wait in between each of these videos. The last few months have just been really hectic for me at university, but now I've finished my exams and I've got quite a few videos that I want to get out over the next 2 or 3 weeks. But in this video, I want to mainly talk about what's been going on in the last couple months, because there's been a lot in regards to the watch world. So yeah, let's talk about it. So first off, the UAE hosted their 7th Dubai Watch Week, an event that started in 2015 and now takes place every 2 years. And while sadly I don't have the time or money to go to Dubai at the moment, I did keep up with the Daily Digest on their website, and it seemed like a hell of a week. So the first day started off with a fantastic interview between Jean-Frédéric Dufour, the CEO of Rolex, and Abdul Hamid Siddiqui, the founder of Dubai Watch Week. This interview was absolutely fantastic, and I will say, if there's one thing you want to watch from Dubai Watch Week, this is probably what I would recommend. It was expertly moderated by Wei Ko from Revolution Watches, and just an absolute pleasure of a watch. The first day also saw the release of the UR Freak, the collaboration between Ulysse Nardin and Urwerk, and this watch is an interesting one, to say the least. It's definitely not my cup of tea, but I'll link it below and you guys can make your own judgments and let me know in the comments. So I think the main theme of Dubai Watch Week is collaboration and bringing people together, just everyone that loves watches in one place, and I think that's really amazing. But I also think that was especially relevant in day 2, as we saw the release of even more collaborations, such as the unforgettable collaboration between Louis Erard and Konstantin Chaikin, which I think is a really good one. I think you should check it out. It's definitely a unique watch, but a very interesting one, and you can see the heart of both brands in the watch itself. There was also a number of talks from some of the world's biggest collectors, such as Kane Williamson, the cricket player, Dhanush, the actor, and Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. The day also saw the release of probably my favorite watch released at Dubai Watch Week, which was the LUC Grand Strike, which is a Grand Sonnery tourbillon with a Geneva seal, which is just like, wow. it's quite a lot in one watch. And it was released to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Chopard, and I wish I could have seen it in person, but I digress. So day 3 started off with a wonderful discussion on the topic of the legend himself, Gerald Genta. This discussion was led by Alexia Genta, the founder of the Gerald Genta Heritage Association. She was also joined by Nicholas Folks, the historian and journalist, and it was a really amazing interview, and I really recommend you go and watch it. I'll link it in the description below, but I really recommend you spend some time going and watching that. On quite a funny note, the Day 3 Digest mentions that there was a foosball match between Georges Kern, the CEO of Breitling, and Julian Torner, the CEO of Hublot, which I think is like... I really wish I could have seen that. That must have been a highlight. But moving on from that hilarious note, the day closed with a reveal of something that I am personally very excited about, and it was the preview of the Man of the Hour TV show on watchmakers, their watches, and the history of them. And it's really a first of its kind, and it honestly is something I'm really looking forward to. So it seems that in day 4 and day 5, the event was definitely winding down, but the discussions that were being held were still of great interest. There was some discussions, such as the talks between Max Busser, Kari Voutilainen, and Chris Hall on the topic of legacy, and the discussion between Justin Hath, Emmanuel Emch, and Sohaib Magnum on the topic of reissued designs versus novelties, that I really suggest you go and check out. I'll link them both below, but they're fantastic discussions, both of them, and I definitely recommend them. And as the week was winding down, it seemed that they wanted to end in a bit of a more unique way than some other watch events. Especially in the watch industry, this was quite unique. They hosted a comedy show from the comedian Sean Chidiak, which I think was a really fun way to end the week. And I wish I could have seen that, because I hear it was quite watch related. And yeah, definitely a fun and unique way to send off the year. To finalize my thoughts on Dubai Watch Week, I think it seemed like a really amazing event. I loved how they brought the theme of collaboration to life in so many different ways, and my favorite of which is definitely the collaborations between the watch brands and the food and drinks companies, such as Vintage Horology partnering with Twist Coffee, and H. Moser partnering with Home Bakery, and Oris partnering with the ice cream brand Meoish. And I think that is really what Dubai Watch Week is all about collaboration in and beyond the world of watches. And even while everyone's there about the watches, they're also meeting people and trying new things, and it seems like a really amazing event, and it's definitely on my list of events I one day dream of going to. So as much as I've talked about Dubai Watch Week, I would like to talk about the other big thing that's happened over the past month or so, and that's the release of the 4th generation of Seamaster Planet Ocean. And now this is a semi-controversial one, which I think is quite funny, because it seems like Omega has done everything everyone asked, yet they're still not getting it. They're still not getting any slack. But I think that it's also perpetuated by the humongous price increase. I mean, they've hiked the price by 15%, and I'm just not so sure about that. Like, well, let's look at it logically. So they've moved the price from £6,700 for myself as Scotland, but and to £7,700, which is £1,000 increase. But what were the main changes? I mean, the main changes were with the case dimensions and the style. They moved the diameter from 16 millimeters to just under 14 millimeters, and they've changed the thickness to 42 millimeters, which is close to the original Planet Ocean released in 2005, and the style shifted back to the angular design DNA of the original Seamasters released in the 50s and 60s. And they also replaced the sapphire case back to a grade 5 titanium screw down, removed the helium escape valve, and changed the caliber from the 8900 to the 8912, which primarily saw the removal of the date function. But we get all these changes, yet I don't really know if it justifies the price hike, because the changes haven't really done much other than change the look of it. But I don't know, and the fact that they discontinued the previous line of the Planet Oceans, which I was a really big fan of, and I think Adrian Barker put it well, actually. If you haven't seen his podcast with Britt Pierce, I highly recommend it. But he said that it should have been more like a Planet Ocean 2, like the Explorer 2 or the Yachtmaster 2, but they just dropped the previous line of Planet Oceans, which were a really big one for a lot of people. But yeah, those are my only real complaints with the watch. I do think the watch is cool. I think it is really cool. I just that price bump and the drop of the old line of Planet Oceans, which I guess you could say is just evolution, but I don't know, that price hike is difficult for me. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And I also want to mention that a lot of people are upset about the helium escape valve, which me included, so I can't say anything, but I think that's quite funny because a lot of people have always been requesting that's removed, and I think I was probably one of those people as well, but now that it's gone, I'm like, no, bring it back. But yeah, tell me what you think. Tell me what you guys think in the comments, because I do think it's cool. It's just that price hike is a lot. I mean, I'm saying, like, I can afford it. I can't. I'm in university. I'm not avoiding any of these watches, but let me know if you can get behind that price hike. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you watching or listening, and I'm definitely still new to this, so please let me know if you have any criticisms about my video. I'm more than happy to listen, and I won't shy away from anything that can improve the quality of my videos. And if you agree with anything or disagree with anything that I said, let me know and we can chat about them in the comments. And yeah, so watch out for my next video. I'm going to do a tier list, which I'm really looking forward to, and that'll be good. It'll be on all the different watch brands that I have an opinion on. And yeah, so look out for that, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, bye.